My neighbor thought she could trash our garden and get away with it. She had no idea who she was messing with. What happened next? Well, let's just say she learned a lesson she won't forget. If you've ever felt the sweet taste of vindication, hit that subscribe button. Like this video and get ready for a story where justice isn't just served, it's exquisitely crafted. Let's dive in. I live in a bustling apartment complex, the kind of place where the hum of traffic never quite fades, and the buildings tower over a tiny patch of green we call our garden. It's nothing fancy, just a few hedges, some flowers that bloom when the weather's kind, and a bench where old Mr. Carter sits every morning with his coffee. But it's ours. The residents here take pride in it, watering the plants, picking up stray leaves. It's a small oasis in a concrete jungle, and it means something to us. That's why what happened next hit me so hard. It was a Thursday afternoon. I was trudging back from the grocery store, plastic bags cutting into my fingers, when I saw her. A woman in a sleek black sedan, parked right by the garden. She was digging through her car, and then, like it was nothing, she tossed a handful of trash-crumpled fast food wrappers, a dented soda can, some soggy receipts right into our hedge. The branches quivered as the garbage sank in, and she peeled out of the parking lot without a glance back. My stomach twisted. I set my bags down on the pavement, the weight of them forgotten, and stared at the mess. Who does that? Who looks at a shared space and decides it's their personal dumpster? I didn't know her name, but I'd seen that car before. She wasn't some random passerby, she lived here, or close enough. This was personal. I couldn't just leave it there. I marched over to the hedge, the damp grass sticking to my shoes, and fished out the trash. It was slimy, reeking of old ketchup and stale cola. Disgusting, but I had a plan. I walked to her parking spot, lifted her windshield wipers, and tucked the garbage underneath. It wasn't much, just a subtle nudge. Hey, someone saw you. Do better. I figured she'd see it, feel a pang of shame, and toss it in a trash can next time. Naive, right? The next morning, I peeked out my window. Her car was gone, but the trash. It was scattered across the asphalt like confetti after a parade. She'd driven off, letting it fall where it may. My fists clenched at my sides, nails digging into my palms. She didn't care, not one bit. That wasn't the end of it. Over the next few days, I kept spotting that black sedan in our lot. Every time, my pulse quickened. I started noticing little things: cigarette butts flicked onto the sidewalk, a coffee cup abandoned on the garden bench, a plastic bag tangled in the hedge. It was like she was marking her territory with garbage. I'd pick it up when I could, but it felt like a losing battle. I decided to confront her. One evening, I saw her stepping out of her car, designer sunglasses perched on her head, phone pressed to her ear, heels clicking on the pavement. She looked like she owned the place. I took a deep breath and approached. "Excuse me," I said, keeping my voice steady. "I saw you throw trash in the hedge the other day. Could you please not do that? We all try to keep this place nice." She barely looked at me, mid-sentence on her call. "Oh, whatever," she snapped, rolling her eyes. "Tea's just a little trash. Don't be so uptight." Then she strutted off, leaving me standing there, heat creeping up my neck. I wanted to yell, to shake some sense into her, but I just watched her disappear into one of the buildings. I tried to let it go. Really, I did, but every time I walked past that garden, I saw her trash in my mind's eye. I even thought about reporting it to the building management, but what would they do? Write a sternly worded memo. It wasn't enough. This wasn't just about litter anymore, it was about respect, about her spitting in the face of everyone who cared about this place. That's when I called my dad. If anyone could help me figure this out, it was him. My dad's a legend in his own way, a retired cop, built like a linebacker, with a glare that could stop you cold. He's got this vindictive streak, but he's smart about it. Once, he tailed a guy who cut off an elderly lady in a gas station line just to let the air out of his tires. No damage, just a slow, petty burn. That's my dad, prudent, but relentless. "Dad," I said over the phone, pacing my tiny living room, "there's this neighbor who keeps littering in our garden. I tried talking to her, but she's a jerk." He laughed, that low, gravelly chuckle of his. "Son, sometimes people need a nudge to learn manners. You gotta fight fire with fire, but keep it clean. Don't break anything. Don't get caught. Just annoy her enough to make her think twice." He paused, then dropped his gem. "Take a big zip tie her wipers together while they're up, and pull it tight. She'll have to cut it off to drive, and trust me, it'll drive her nuts." Harmless, but effective. That night, I waited until the complex was quiet. The streetlights buzzed faintly, casting long shadows across the parking lot. Her car was there, parked in its usual spot, gleaming under the glow. I slipped out of my apartment, a large zip tie in my pocket, and a note I'd scribbled earlier. Next time, I grabbed her trash chute, the same wrappers and cans from days before, still sitting in my kitchen trash can, like evidence. I crouched by her car, heart pounding in my ears. The wipers were cold to the touch as I lifted them, looping the zip tie around both and yanking it tight. It clicked into place with a satisfying snap. I tucked the note and trash under the blade, stepped back, and slipped away into the night. My chest felt lighter already. The next morning, I watched from my window, coffee in hand. She strolled out, all confidence until she saw her car. She froze, staring at the wipers, then marched over. Her fingers tugged at the zip tie, but it didn't budge. Her face twisted confusion, then fury. She glanced around, eyes darting, but the lot was empty. She stormed back inside, and a few minutes later, she reappeared with scissors. She snipped the tie, tossed it aside, and snatched the note. I held my breath as she unfolded it, her expression shifting from annoyance to something sharper, paranoia. Maybe. She crumpled it, scanned the lot again, then sped off. I leaned back, a slow smile spreading across my face. Vindication tastes good. I haven't seen her litter since. Maybe she learned her lesson, or maybe she's just sneakier now. Either way, the garden's been cleaner, and every time I see that black sedan, I feel a little surge of triumph. She underestimated me, and she paid for it not with damage, but with a well-earned inconvenience. Sometimes, the smallest acts of defiance can make the biggest impact. It's not about revenge, it's about respect. And in this case, a simple zip tie was all it took to restore a little order to our corner of the world. If you enjoyed this story, smash that like button and subscribe for more tales of everyday justice. In the comments, tell me, what's the most satisfying petty revenge you've ever witnessed? Let's keep the conversation going.